Welcome to On Chemistry. Always try to do your best. Now, let us see about 100 concepts in organic chemistry. We are seeing it as episode. This is the episode number 41. If you didn't watch previous episodes, I encourage you to go and see. Here, we solve 5 problems step by step. Stay tuned. Let us look at the first question. The starting metal is 3-chloropyridine. You are using soda amide and liquid ammonia. They ask you to find the product. The products are 2 substituted amine, or 3 substituted amine, or 4 substituted amine. Whether the reaction is selective, whether the product is single one, or the mixture. So from the reactant and possible products, you might realize the question is really about regioselective substitution of amine there. The answer is A. Let us see how. Let us look at the starting material. The starting metal is chlorosubstituted. It has 2 hydrogens. There is a chance of benzene formation. There can be the proton abstraction in 2 places. I given A and B as a name. A abstraction leads to anion formation, which is near to the nitrogen, which contain lone pair. So lone pair is negative charge because it contains electron, and the anion is negative charge, so repulsion is maximum, so the product is minor there. So the removal of other hydrogen is the major, the anion form, then the anion travel, the chlorine removed, you have benzene formation. Next step, you are attacking with amine. Where the amine attacks, amine can attack anywhere. You have mixture of products, which is nearly 3 and 4 position. So the answer is clearly A. Here the concepts you have to learn here is stability of anion. If the anion formed near the non-bonding electron, it will be unstable due to repulsion. Second thing is the benzene, the intermediate, can be attacked by amine by either position. Let us look at the next question. The structure is binaphthyl compound attached with cyanide there. Here benzene rings are above the plane in each cases. They ask you to find the optical activity. The compound is optically active with chiral center or not, optically active without chiral center, or optically active with chiral center, or optically inactive with chiral center, or optically inactive with mirror image. So there are the 4 possibilities. So from the structure and possible 4 answers, you might realize the question is really about 3D structure versus its chirality. The answer is B. Let us see how. The compound is optically active without chiral center. If you look at the compound in plain sight, but it is like a spiral compound like DNA and RNA. They have specific kind of chirality due to its axis there. Because it can rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise, there will be the configuration to P and M configuration. Here it is not important. So the molecule, binaphthyl molecule, it will kind of spiraling. It's kind of a spring there. So it's a chiral molecule because there is a no mirror image. Hence the answer is chiral molecule without the chiral center. So it is optically active. Here the concepts you have to learn here is axial chirality. Axial chirality is a kind of spiral chirality. When the molecule have DNA kind of architecture, the possibility of axial chirality will come. Then let us look at the next question. The starting metal is pherol attached with SO2 Me on one side and phenyl ketone on other side, and N attached with long chain with 2 ester groups. Here you have one active hydrogen. So they given the 4 different products. The ring closure basically. The ring is closed on sulfur side, a ring is closed on ketone side, or the ring is closed with carbonyl oxygen, or the ring is attached with the ring. Basically they differ in the ring size, whether it is a 5 member or 7 member, or the choice of the carbon. So from the structure and possible 4 answers, you might realize the question is really about regioselective ring closure. The answer is A. Let us see how. In this reaction, first step will be very easy because you are using the base subtract the proton, you have the anion. Now the question is where the anion attacks. Anion cannot attack the carbonyl carbon because there is a no good leaving group, reaction will be reversible. But SO2Me side it is possible. Normally the weak base good conjugate acid groups are very good leaving group. According to that SO2Me will be good leaving group. You can assume it like acid, sulfuric acid. So new bond formation occurs. Here I given the numbering for very easy understanding. So if you draw nicely you have the answer A. Here the concepts you have to learn here is carbonyl group without a very good leaving center, the reaction will be reversible. Second thing is leaving group always with high pKa of conjugate acid, or you can say it's a weak base. Then let us look at the next question. They are asking cyclohexene with methyl group, which is a quaternary ammonium salt with Br3 minus. They are asking what is forming. Here they given the three possibilities, whether two bromines are syn or two bromines are trans, or the bromines are syn to methyl or trans to methyl. So from the reactant and the new reagent and possible four products, you might realize the question is really about regioselective attack of dibromine. The answer is C. Let us see how. Here the starting metal is cyclohexene. We draw it in the chair form. It will be like alkene in the ring, so it's a kind of twisted structure. The reagent is very interesting. It will supply the bromine. Br3 minus is the known reagent for bromine supply. First step, alkene attacked with bromine, you form brominium ion. Next step, bromine attack. But where the bromine attacks, bromine is the bulky one. It always attacks the less hindered side. The bromine is the bulky one. It always attacks the less hindered side. So only the two side is very possible. So bromine attacks the two. Here the attack is always diaxial position because that is the position leads to the chair form. Others are leads to the different forms than chair. So it will be very much unstable. So if you redraw nicely, you have the answer C. Two bromines are trans to each other. The first bromine is syn to methyl. Here the concepts you have to learn here is N-butyl, N-bromo systems are mostly the bromine supplying system. Second thing is the bromine is the bulky group, always undergo diaxial attack. Then let us look at the next question. They given the 8-member ring with alkene and they differ in the methyl group. The methyl group in axial position, methyl group in equatorial position. They are asking the relationship between the two compounds, whether they are homomers meaning same compound, or enantiomer mirror image of each other, or diastereomers or conformers. So from the structures and possible four suggestions, you might realize the question is really about methyl versus stereochemical relationship. The answer is C. Let us see how. Here everybody think both are homomers, but really it is not, because the alkene is there, ring flip is not possible because it's sp2 carbon, it won't bend like cyclohexyl group. Ring flip is prevented, so the positions are absolute, or you can say positions are locked. Now you can see methyl group position. You cannot say cis and trans, but you can say from the double bond whether it is cis to the double bond or trans to the double bond. So it is like diastereomer there. Here alkene don't define the stereochemistry directly, but CH3 decide its position from the alkene. So the relationship is kind of cis-trans relationship. So it is a diastereomer. The answer is C. Here the concepts you have to learn here is ring flipping. When there is an alkene in the system, ring flipping is not possible, positions are locked. That's all from this episode. I hope it was easy. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below. Stay tuned for next episode.